Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the English class. Let's begin with our activities for today, right? In the name of the Father, the Son, Holy Spirit, Amen. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, of the Son, Holy Spirit. Oh, let's begin, my friends. Okay, let's begin with my activities that I have programmed for today. The first activity is a listening activity. Okay, listen to the audio because there are silent letters. What is a silent letter? Do you have any idea about it? What is a silent letter? Silent letter. In the English language, there are a lot of words that have letters in silent. For example, listen to me. Walk, yeah, no, yeah. What is a silent word? ¿Qué es una palabra en silent? Que esta palabra, esta letra, no se pronuncia. En el inglés hay muchas palabras que contienen letras mudas. Yeah. I'm going to listen to the audio. I'm going to play the audio 3 times. And then we need to classify the silent letters with H, A, G, H, silent C, and silent T. Listen and pay attention.
Muscles, muscles. Listen, listen. Spotlight, spotlight. Walk, walk. Fright, fright. Bright, bright.
Once again.
Muscles, muscles. Listen, listen. Spotlight, spotlight. Walk, walk. Fright, fright. Bright, bright.
Once again.
Muscles, muscles. Listen, listen. Spotlight, spotlight. Walk, walk. Fright, fright. Bright, bright.
Okay. Do you have any word that you can recognize in the letters, in the silent letter? For example, fright, fright, fright. Yeah. Next, Camila, tell me.
A teacher can be the word walk, the third picture in the L.
The L, the silent L, yeah. Walk, walk. Yeah, next. Muscles, muscles. ¿Qué letra tiene silenciada la palabra muscle?
Sí.
Yeah, letter C.
Sí.
Yeah. Bright, bright. Listen.
CH.
Yeah, listen. Sí. And finally, oh, sorry, this is spotlight. Okay, spotlight. Yeah. And what word is it?
What is the word, teacher?
Yeah, listen one more time.
Muscles, muscles. Listen, listen. Spotlight, spotlight. Walk, walk. Fright, fright. Bright, bright.
Okay. Bright, bright. Brillo, bright. Yeah, I'm going to play it once again.
Muscles, muscles. Listen, listen. Spotlight, spotlight. Walk, walk. Fright, fright. Bright, bright.
Okay. I want to check. Yeah, it's okay. So please listen and pay attention here. Muscles. Oh. Muscles. Muscles. Listen. Listen. Spotlight. Spotlight. Walk. Walk. Fright. Fright. Bright. Bright. Understand, students?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, listen once again.
Muscles, muscles. Listen, listen. Spotlight, spotlight. Walk, walk. Fright, fright. Bright, bright.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Mayra, could you please repeat the words muscles, listen, spotlight, walk, fright, bright? Please, here you go.
Muscles, listen, spotlight, walk, fright, bright.
Thank you, Harris. It's your turn. Please read out this.
Muscles. Muscles. Less
No, más.
spoil. Walk. Walk. Right. Read.
Right. Yeah, Sergio, it's your turn.
Muscles, listen, spotlight, walk, fright, right.
Yeah, thank you. Valentine Heredia, please, it's your turn.
Muscles, listen, spotlight, walk, for right, bridge.
Bright, thank you. Dana Cardenas.
Okay, teacher, muscles, listen, spotlight, walk, fright, bright.
Camila.
Muscles. Listen. Spotlight. Walk. Fright. Bright.
Thank you. Nicholas.
Muscles, listen, spotlight, walk, fright, bright.
Thank you. Mia.
Muscles, listen, spotlight, walk, fright, right.
Thank you. Yaret. No responde. Valentina Cielo.
Muscles, listen, spotlight, walk, fright, y breathe.
Stefano.
¿Me escucha, profe?
Yeah.
Listen, exploding, walk, fright, bright.
Cesar Daniel. No contesta Cesar. Okay, my friend. So let's continue, okay? Let's continue with the activities that I have programmed for today, okay? Listen, in the second hour, we are going to make the conversation, listen to the Alexander the Great, yeah? You have to tell me about it. Tienes que contarme quién fue Alexander the Great. Ya, eso quedamos, ¿no, chicos? Que me vas a contar de manera cortita, breve, ¿Quién fue el Alexander the Great? Incluso les hice ver un video, ¿no, chicos? ¿O no?
Teacher. Yes. Yes, I did, teacher.
Yeah. Alexander the Great. And I told you, what he is, yeah. Voy a ponerlo por última vez. Aquí tengo un resumen de quién fue él. Lo vemos por última vez para estar preparados. Listen and pay attention.
Alexander the Great is just one of those personalities that you have no idea how you learned about. He was just there, like your dad. But for everyone who had worse off childhoods than us, basically he was a king of an ancient Greek empire called Macedonia. He ruled a large empire. Actually, as we will discover later, one of the largest empires to ever have existed. But what quality was in this dude that he was rumored to be the son of Zeus and managed such a huge chunk of the world? We can't even manage 3 classes. Find out in the newest episode of Explained. What made Alexander so great? Alexander was born in Macedonia to King Philip, who ensured that his boy was an all-rounder. Prospective Harvard student-level all-rounder, or maybe one notch down. He was, shocker, a courageous guy. One of his famous anecdotes includes the taming of Bucephalus, a huge stallion which was deemed impossible to break. However, at the age of 12, Alexander conquered the horse, and it led him to as many future victories. Philip II really messed up on selecting his philosophy teacher, though. Really? Aristotle? Could he have been more of a cheapskate? Sarcasm aside, not many leaders can brag about being a student of one of the most well-known philosophers in history. Alexander had total bragging rights since he excelled in philosophy, medicine, and literature. When Alexander turned 16, his father left him to go fight people, as you do, leaving him in charge. What were we doing at the great age of 16? Oh yeah, reading edgy Tumblr quotes and wearing questionable amounts of eyeliner. But not Alexander. He had stuff to do. He had to prove his worth. So he picked up his sword and led an attack against the sacred band of Thebes, which were previously thought as unbeatable. He came into true power, though, after his father was assassinated by his bodyguards when Alexander was 20. He killed everyone who could possibly challenge his claim, which sounds ruthless, but it was pretty common practice for a long time. He also crushed rebellion from the north of the Greek Empire, which left him free to focus all of his energy to fulfill his dream, which was dominating the whole world. You know, normal stuff. He started with Persia, the conquering of which was also his father's dream. It was not exactly an easy task. In fact, Persia was one of the superpowers of the world, and their army was far greater in number than Alexander's. The next few years he engaged in a couple of battles with Persia, but nothing too revolutionary. It was enough time for the new Persian king, Darius III, to gather a huge amount of soldiers. During this time, another popular event took place. Alexander went to Gordium, where a famous Gordium knot was tied. It was legend that whoever would untie the knot would conquer all of Asia. Spoiler alert, Alexander did not untie it, but he took his sword and cut through it, paying homage to his motto, "He who tries never fails." After this, the legendary Battle of Issus took place. Why is it so legendary? Well, facts say Alexander was so great in it, King Darius's mother adopted him. Exactly. How? Well, in this battle, Alexander's army was still outnumbered, but they fought with a great motive, and that was to plunder as much of Persia's wealth as possible. Which they did. Soon it became super clear that Alexander was going to annihilate Darius, and so the Persian king ditched his entire family and fled. His mother was, surprise, surprise, horrendously angry and publicly disowned her son and adopted Alexander. At this point, Alexander's army was pretty high on victory, but they still did not have a navy. So it was impossible to conquer parts of Persia that had no land entry. Being the tenacious leader he was, Alexander managed to build a huge fleet and conquer Tyre, which was a huge chunk of Persian defense that had no land entry. But he realized that to deliver the final blow to the Persian Empire, he needed more power. So he turned towards Egypt and entered it through a town that is still named Alexandria. He obtained many soldiers there. So, as you can imagine, Darius was pretty much panicking at this point. He pleaded for peace, but Alexander refused and managed to overthrow his rule completely to become the new king of Persia. Here, some trouble began. Due to the facts that Alexander started acting too Persian and trying too hard to get Persia's approval, which made his generals angry and he killed a bunch of them. Still, he decided to move on, even though he was rumored to regret his actions, which is miles above what any ruler felt in those days. Really. And by moving on, we mean he entered Punjab in India to conquer a lot of tribes. He wanted to attack all of India, actually, but his troops wanted to get back to Persia, so he split them and sent one half back. There, the famous mass wedding took place. His officers married Persian princesses to create a breed that would be completely loyal to Alexander, which is, very creepy. But his officers were angry for another reason. They thought they were losing their culture, so to defuse the situation, Alexander replaced them with Persians, to which we just have to say, LOL. On the bright side, he did quickly return said titles as to not have to murder more generals. Now, an event occurred which provided some interesting facts about Alexander that really proved that he was also a drama queen. His dear friend Hephaestion died, and he spent just, a little sum of $1.5 billion on his funeral. He cried over his body, spent about 9 months building monuments for his buddy, and lighted the fire signifying only the death of the king. These events actually occurred a little time before the light was lit for legitimate reasons. Alexander the Great bit the dust at the age of 32. Some say that he was poisoned, some say that it was a really weird time with a lot of weird diseases. Who knows? All we know is he ruled a chunk of the world in a little over 12 years. The time it took for us to learn algebra with crying occasionally instead of constantly. Unfortunately, though, his empire was almost immediately torn apart because he had no solid successor, which just proves that life is garbage. On the bright side, he got to enjoy his victories for a month or so. Here you go, his entire life story. Did you think it's justified him being so admired after 1 trillion years even? Let us know in the comments below and we'll pin the best one. Make sure you like this video and share it with every adult that you know, who you think is just as much a drama queen as Alexander the Great. And
Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's great. So Alexander, Alexander was an incredible man, yes or no, before Jesus Christ. Yeah, before Jesus Christ, 300 years before Jesus Christ, yeah, he conquered many countries in the world. He was a king, he was a pharaoh, he was a lot of things. He was a very important politician. Yes or no, Sergio? He was politician, he was
Yes, teacher.
a pharaoh, and Alexander was an important man in our history. Yeah. In the second hour, my friends, in this second hour, in the next class, en la siguiente hora, we are going to talk about Alexander. Yeah, Alexander. Do you have the activity? I think that Luana, you have it. Please show me. Yeah, good. And you finished, Alexander? You finished to draw it? ¿Terminaste de dibujar, Alexander? Yeah.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, any of you finished? El resto lo terminó. Yeah, Sergio. Puedes recortarlo, Sergio, ¿eh? No problem. Yeah. Who else? Who else? Please show me your activity. Muéstrame tu actividad. ¿Quién más la terminó? Luana, Sergio, the rest of the students.
One moment, teacher, one moment.
Okay, Harris.
A mí me falta recortar, teacher.
Ok, recórtenle.
Sí, eso yo que estoy también estoy.
Ok. En la segunda hora debe de estar completita. Yeah, debe de estar completita. Good. Good. So, listen, one of the activities, my friend, that we have studied, it's the first conditional. ¿Te acuerdas del first conditional y el second conditional? Yeah, recordamos el first conditional y el second conditional. A ver, yo voy a poner una oración en la pantalla y me vas a decir a cuál pertenece, si es el first conditional o el second conditional. Listen. If she eats candies, she has stomachache. If he dances ballet, he will be a famous dancer. Okay, please tell me, what is first conditional and what is second conditional? Sorry, zero conditional and first conditional. Any volunteer? Any volunteer? What is first conditional and what is second conditional? Tell me. Mayra.
If she eats candies, she has a stomachache. It's I don't know, a zero conditional.
You say zero conditional. Okay. And listen, if he dances ballet, he will be a famous dancer. Yeah, it's okay. Esta es la característica, Mayra. Yeah, esta es la característica, esta es la verdad. Cuando las dos oraciones están en presente, es un zero conditional. Pero cuando en la oración está presente y después de la coma está el futuro, es el first conditional. ¿Entendemos, chicos? Muy bien, Harris. I see you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Understand, students? Yeah.
Yes, teacher.
Yeah, this is the differences between zero, okay, zero and first conditional. This is the differences between zero and first.
Finish, teacher.
So, vamos a ver el video antes de centrarnos en nuestro tema, ¿ok? En el first conditional. Pay attention.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my English channel. Now I'm going to talk about zero conditional and first conditional. Now let's get started with the structure of zero conditional. The structure is if plus subject plus simple present, comma, subject plus simple present. When do we use zero conditional? We use zero conditional to talk about one scientific laws. For example, if I heat water at 100 degrees, it boils. This statement is very clear. It shows us the scientific law of water. 2. We use zero conditional to talk about rules. For example, if you drink alcohol, don't drive. This statement shows us rules on the road. When you drink alcohol, it's better for you not to drive your car. We also use zero conditional to talk about facts. For example, if you mix blue and yellow, you make green. When it comes to habits or routines, you can also use zero conditional. For example, if it rains, she wears boots to work. This statement indicates someone's daily routines. It is another way of saying whenever it rains, she always wears boots to work. Okay, the last function of zero conditional is to express instruction. For example, if I push the green button, it starts. Okay, now we come to the first conditional. The structure of the first conditional is if plus subject plus simple present, comma, subject plus will or want plus the base form of the verb. We use first conditional to talk about possible present or future condition and probable result. For example, 1. If it is sunny, he will go to the beach. Notice here we use simple present after if and then simple future on the other side. 2. If it snows, we will make a snowman. The statement if it snows indicates possible present condition, and the probable result of this condition is we will make a snowman. 3. If he gets up early, he won't miss the bus. The statement if he gets up early indicates the condition, and the result is he won't miss the bus. A As usual, I'm going to give you some exercises to help you understand more about zero and first conditional. In the first exercise, you are required to decide whether each sentence uses zero or first conditional. Please pay attention to the structure and its usage. For example, if you don't want to go out, I'll cook dinner at home. This sentence is an example of first conditional. Why? Because we use simple present after if and then simple future on the other side of the sentence. Now here comes the second exercise. What you have to do is to put the verbs in brackets into the correct conditional form. Make sure you have studied zero and first conditional thoroughly so that you can do the exercise well. Well, I must say that this is the end of our lesson today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
Okay, any volunteer? Any participation using the first conditional? Okay, any sentences? Because I showed you some examples. Any example, any volunteer to make some sentences with zero conditional and a first conditional? Any volunteer? Please tell me.
Teacher sentences?
Yeah, please tell me. Please tell me. I hear you. Any volunteer? Sergio, Mayra, Camila, Luana, Valentina, Jared, Mia, Stefano, Cesar. I don't know. Please give me examples of zero conditional and first conditional. No volunteers?
1 minute, teacher, please.
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute, okay? 60 seconds. Okay, I'm going to give you one example, okay? Think of your own examples. Listen, for example, I say, if I speak English, I am a good student. It's okay, the sentence? Yes, it's okay because both sentences are in simple present, yes or no? If I speak English, I am a good student. Yeah, this is the correct formation of the zero conditional. But now, first conditional, listen. If I speak French, comma, I will, yeah, I will go to Paris. It's okay, my friends? Yes, it's okay because I'm combining. Yeah, I'm combining the sentence. Okay, so any volunteers? Paris?
If you freeze water, it becomes solid. If you freeze water,
Yeah, if you freeze water,
it becomes solid.
sorry?
It becomes solid.
Yeah, it becomes solid. Yeah, thank you. If you freeze water, it becomes solid. Yeah, this is a perfect example of zero conditional. But now, Sergio, the first conditional, tell me. Sorry, Faris. Tell me now your first conditional example. Sergio, oh sorry, Haris.
No.
Yeah, tell me now with first conditional. Muy fácil, Sergio. If you freeze water, ahora en futuro, Harris, no te compliques. it will become solid. Understand, Paris?
Yes, teacher. Yes, teacher, yes.
Very easy. Very easy.
Yes, teacher, porque ahí los dos están en estas.
Good. Sergio, please, Sergio.
If you ride a bike,
Sorry?
use a helmet.
If you
If you
ride a bike,
ride a bike, use a helmet.
you use a helmet. Yeah, that's good. Next, and the first conditional, Sergio.
If you ride, use a helmet.
If you ride a bike, you will use a helmet. That's good. That's good, my friend. That's good. Any other volunteer? Camila Barrenechea, please, I hear you.
In the zero conditional, if you eat a lot of sweets, you get sick.
Wait. If you
Eat a lot of sweets, you get sick.
okay, comma, you get sick. Okay, good. And
In the first conditional, if I do my homework, I will go to the movies in the afternoon.
yeah, I will go to the movies in the afternoon. Okay, good. Homework la he contraído, ¿ya? Muy larga la palabra homework, solo pongo J, homework. If I do my homework, I will go to the movies in the afternoon. Yeah, that's it. One last student, one last example, one last student, one last volunteer. Okay, I think that it's enough. I think that it's enough. So please don't forget the structure. Don't forget the way. Don't forget the composition of the zero conditional and first conditional. Okay, my friends, so listen. In the second class, you are going to talk about Alexander the Great. Yeah, you have the project in your hands, you have the horse, and you have to complete and draw Alexander. Yeah, and we are going to be back and we need to talk about it. Okay, my friends? See you later. Bye.
Alexander, teacher, see you. Clase, ¿verdad?
Teacher.
Yeah, bye.